Throughout the years, I've heard many complaints that the James Bond films are sexist because they supposedly portray women unfavourably, with the female characters basically just being disposable sex objects. In this video, I will demonstrate that these films actually portray women very favourably, so much so that they empower women. Firstly, let's look at Bond himself. He's a man of many talents. I could make a whole video just demonstrating his exceptional skills. He's good at fighting. He's a great shot. He's immensely knowledgeable.
She's a beauty. Phantom 337, isn't she?
You are a clever, resourceful man, Mr. Bond.
Well, thank you.
Perhaps too clever.
To put it simply, 007 is the world's best secret agent.
Bond. And as you say, he's the best you have.
M says that without you in the service, he fears for the security of the civilized world.
But in every single film, the world's greatest secret agent can only complete his mission with the help of a woman.
I did it. I switched the tape in the machine.
I thought you'd never get back.
What are you doing?
Boris is online backing up his files. If I can spike him, I might be able to find out where they're going. But don't stand there, get us out of here!
Yes, sir.
She changed the access codes.
And not just that, she usually saves his life as well.
Take this.
Gracias, querida. I'll see you in Miami.
These women aren't mere helpers or sidekicks. They're capable in their own right.
Let me go! You're breaking my back!
What the hell are you doing here?
I want to kill him!
Kill who?
Goldfinger!
Well, I want him alive.
I want him dead. He killed my sister.
Whoever you are, you outstayed your welcome. Come on. Who are you?
He killed my parents.
This is the case right from the very first film, all the way through to the latest.
I suppose you went to school somewhere.
I didn't need to. We had an encyclopedia. I started at A when I was 8, and now I've reached T. I bet I know a lot more things than you do.
I came to tell you that your life is in danger and I need your help.
The Spy Who Loved Me is particularly clear in this regard, since Agent XXX is introduced to the story right from the start as Bond's equal, or possibly even superior, something she proves repeatedly throughout the film.
So it's not oratory, it's laboratory. Stromberg has a marine research laboratory on Corsica, I believe. Well done, James.
Actually, sir, it is in Sardinia.
That's brilliant.
The lady'll have a Bacardi on the rocks.
For the gentleman, vodka martini, shaken, not stirred.
Touche.
The mission is over, Commander.
The same is true in Tomorrow Never Dies. And who could forget Die Another Day, where NSA agent Jinx keeps up with Bond's double entendre when they first meet, outdoes him in the raid on the clinic, then saves his life in the laser room at the ice hotel.
Predators usually appear at sunset.
And why is that?
It's when their prey comes out to drink. Too strong for you?
I can learn to like it, if I have the time.
In fact, Jinx was so cool that there was serious planning underway to create a spin-off film series about her. However, this never amounted to anything. In the finale, she fights the Olympic fencing champion Miranda Frost for control of the plane and wins, while Bond is losing his fight against Gustav Graves for control of the satellite. What brilliant and obvious visual symbolism here. Jinx is at least as capable as Bond and is contributing at least as much to the mission.
Ha! I can read your every move. Read this, bitch.
These women aren't convinced by seduction to join Bond. They always do so because it's in their mutual interests, and the woman is usually in mortal danger.
So why waste time working against each other? I've checked Drax's warehouse in town. It's empty.
That's no surprise. Since I've been here, those planes have been taking off every 2 hours.
Yes, it's moving out.
Where to?
That's what we're going to find out, now that we're working together.
I still don't know if I trust you.
I don't know if I trust you either. That's what makes it more exciting, doesn't it?
It's then, during the course of the mission, that Bond and the girl fall for each other.
What was that for?
For saving my life.
Remind me to do it more often.
Bond usually faces a female villain as well, who is a talented and dangerous opponent.
Should be routine from here on in. Not so many times.
Hello, what was that you were saying? Hello, hello.
Clap.
James, you still there? Hello.
I've got you now.
You're quite a man, Mr. James Bond. But I am a superior woman.
Keep your guard up higher and retain your balance.
Sniper, 2 floors up, center window.
Girl with the cello.
James Bond.
Furthermore, Bond's boss, M, is a woman in 7 of the films.
You don't like me, Bond. You don't like my methods. You think I'm an accountant. A bean counter more interested in my numbers than your instincts.
The thought had occurred to me.
Good. Because I think you're a sexist, misogynist dinosaur. relic of the Cold War, whose boyish charms, though wasted on me, obviously appeal to that young woman I sent out to evaluate you.
Point taken.
Not quite, 007. If you think for one moment I don't have the balls to send a man out to die, your instincts are dead wrong.
With all due respect, Tim, sometimes I don't think you have the balls for this job.
Perhaps. But the advantage is I don't have to think with them all the time.
It's time for you to die.
You know the rules of the game. You've been playing it long enough. We both have.
As I mentioned in my previous video about the formula for James Bond films, he is sometimes assisted in the field by a small army. These have included women plenty of times, and in Octopussy, a whole army of women captures a palace from heavily armed men.
Stand back, girls.
To put it simply, the films portray the world's greatest secret agent as being on the same level as his female adversaries and a whole bunch of random women who he just happens to encounter during his mission. Plus, he even works for a female boss in numerous instances. Therefore, I say the James Bond films portray women at least as favourably as Bond himself. Yes, the women are always gorgeous, but that's the nature of movies. Bond is handsome, the cars are beautiful, the locations are magnificent. It wouldn't be a very good film without all of this.
Hello. I thought you might like to join the party.
My father loves the view from here.
I can see why.
Nevertheless, Bond doesn't always take advantage of the women he meets. He is not the perverted sex addict that his detractors make him out to be. In For Your Eyes Only, Bond rebuffs the young BB.
And I'll do anything for you.
Well, I'm exceedingly flattered, BB. But you're in training.
That's a laugh. Everybody knows it builds up muscle tone.
Well, how's not building up a little more muscle tone by putting on your clothes?
In Spectre, Bond respects the drunk Madeline and even sleeps in a chair, leaving her alone with a big bed to herself.
I'm going to bed.
Don't think for one moment. This is where I fall into your arms, seeking solace for my dead daddy. You sit there. Keep watch. That's what you're good at. Come anywhere near me, and I'll kill you.
I don't doubt it.
And all throughout the Connery, Lazenby and Moore films, Moneypenny's rejection by Bond is a recurring theme.
Moneypenny, you are better than a computer.
In all sorts of ways. But you never take advantage of them.
What can I bring you back from Holland?
A diamond? In a ring?
Would you settle for a tulip?
Yes.
Be happy, my darling. Come on. On your way.
In the Brosnan films, it's Moneypenny who rejects Bond.
I've never seen you after hours, Moneypenny. Lovely.
Thank you, James.
Out on some kind of professional assignment? Dressing to kill?
I know you'll find this crushing, 007. But I don't sit at home every night praying for some international incident so I can run down here all dressed up to impress James Bond.
I was on a date, if you must know, with a gentleman. We went to the theatre together.
Moneypenny, I'm devastated. What would I ever do without you?
As far as I can remember, James, you've never had me.
Hope springs eternal.
You know, this sort of behavior could qualify as sexual harassment.
Really? What's the penalty for that?
Someday you have to make good on your innuendos.
After you, Moneypenny.
No, I insist. You first.
Even in cases where Bond does seduce women, a lot of this is done to advance his mission. Yes, he enjoys the process, but so do they.
The nature of his work?
A mystery, I'm afraid. I'm also afraid you will sleep with me in order to get to him.
Your job is to find out whether Carver or someone in his organization sent that ship off course and why. Use your relationship with Mrs. Carver if necessary.
I doubt if she'll remember me.
Remind her. Then pump her for information.
You'll just have to decide how much pumping is needed, James.
Oh, the things I do for England.
Chasing girls will be the end of you, Bonsan. I have told you that before.
He didn't chase her. He did it so I could get away. He wouldn't touch that horrible girl. You wouldn't, would you?
Oh, heaven forbid. An important complaint in modern feminism is the judgment of people, particularly women, on the basis of appearance alone. The Bond films have been taking the feminist side of this issue right from the beginning, and I'll show you some of the more obvious examples. In The Spy Who Loved Me, the audience is led to believe from Naomi's introduction that she's merely a sexy secretary with no particular talents. As it soon turns out, she's actually an exceptionally good helicopter pilot and comes dangerously close to killing the world's two best secret agents. Bond was mistaken in underestimating her, and so was the audience.
I'm Naomi. Mr. Stromberg sent me to collect you.
Similarly, in Moonraker, Bond and probably the audience assume that someone with a PhD in science would be male. This film was released in 1979 and based on Fleming's 1955 novel. Once again, we see that this Bond girl is highly capable.
Good afternoon.
Can I help you?
Yes, my name is Bond. James Bond. I'm looking for Dr. Goodhead.
You just found her.
A woman?
Your powers of observation do you credit, Mr. Bond.
James. To my friends.
Holly Goodhead.
Are you training to be an astronaut?
I'm fully trained. On loan from NASA, the Space Administration.
The same thing occurs in The World Is Not Enough.
Miss?
Dr. Jones. Christmas Jones. And don't make any jokes, I've heard them all.
I don't know any doctor jokes.
In The Man with the Golden Gun, Mary Goodnight kills a henchman in liquid helium, then makes a pun on par with Bond himself.
Wait here. I'll take care of the maintenance man.
I already did. I laid him out cold.
You did?
Yes.
There's more to you than meets the eye, Goodnight.
Over and over again, the Bond films are full of messages of female empowerment. Sometimes they're explicit, such as this moment.
It's Ms. Kennedy, and why can't you be my executive secretary?
We're south of the border. It's a man's world.
Bond is, however, correct about 1980s South America. Similarly, there are moments in other films where Bond is sexist, or otherwise inappropriate for the purpose of maintaining a false personality, maintaining secrecy, or advancing his mission.
Dink, meet Felix Leiter.
Hello.
Felix, say hello to Dink.
Hi, Dink.
Dink, say goodbye to Felix. Man talk.
I'm Mr. Goldfinger's personal pilot.
You are? And just how personal is that?
I'm a damn good pilot. Period.
You're quite a girl, Pussy.
I'm strictly the outdoor type.
I'd like to think you're not in all of this caper.
Skip it. I'm not interested. Let's go.
What would it take for you to see things my way?
A lot more than you've got.
How do you know?
I don't want to know.
Isn't it customary to grant the condemned man his last request?
You've asked for this. Get up.
Now let's both play.
Well, that's quite a nice little nothing you're almost wearing. I approve.
Miss Petacci, no one told me you were here. I am sorry.
You speak English, yes?
Yes, quite well, in fact. Now, hard or soft massage?
Hard, please.
Bonjour.
Bonjour, monsieur. Oh, I'm sorry, mademoiselle. We are so very busy today.
Where'd the monsieur go?
Who?
The man, the monsieur.
The man I parcel. He does not work here.
These clips from Goldfinger could be judged as sexist even after considering Bond's mission. However, they are among many moments that might now be considered sexist, but not so much in their own time of the 1960s and 70s. I'm sure people are going to mention these in the comments anyway, so to save you the trouble, I've tracked them down already.
Who are you?
My name is Pussy Galore.
We were quite right to spare Mr. Bond's life in Switzerland if those gentlemen are his friends. Let's convince them he needs no assistance. For their benefit, Pussy, let's make him as happy as possible. I suggest you change into something more suitable.
Certainly. Business before pleasure. Arms above your head, please.
Behave yourself, Mr. Bond. I can tell you, it's a miracle I came back when I did. I can only think that you must have pushed the switch accidentally. Well, you better come along with me. Spend a few minutes in the steam room. It'll help to relax you.
Yes.
Might even shrink you back to size.
Somebody's gonna wish the day had never happened.
Well, you wouldn't tell Dr. Wayne. Please. I'd lose my job.
Well, I suppose my silence could have a price.
You don't mean... Oh, no.
Oh, yeah.
She needs a psychiatrist, not me.
What she needs is a man to dominate her, to make love to her enough to make her love him. A man like you.
Cap, boxcar, the loser.
Well, that's it, pussycat. Shot the whole wad. What do you say? Back to my place?
You're a nice person, Maxie. Really, you are. Why don't you go and take a nap, and I'll see you next year.
May I have $5,000? No, make it $10,000. $2,000 limit.
Well, that's $50,000.
Minus $5,000 for you leaves me $45,000, and thank you very much.
Well, it was nothing, really. You know something, Peter Franks? You're a terrific guy. A little weird, but a terrific guy. Say, why don't we go someplace and have a drink?
Can I tag along, Ernst?
I'd put something on over that bikini first, my dear.
I like a girl in a bikini. No concealed weapons.
You know that making love to Fatima was the greatest pleasure of your life?
Well, to be perfectly honest, there was this girl in Philadelphia.
Shut up! I am the best.
The changing social norms throughout the decades are a central element of the satirical Austin Powers films.
Mr. Powers, my job is to acclimatize you to the 90s. You know, a lot's changed since 1967. Austin, if you want us to have a relationship, you have to get it into your head that times have changed. You can't just go off shagging anybody anymore, and if you could, I wouldn't, because I'm not like that.
Vanessa. You're everything to me.
You just don't get it, do you? Well, good night, Austin. Welcome to the 90s. You're going to be very lonely.
I want to go to the future with you. We can catch Goldmember together. I owe it to my partner.
I should warn you, Foxy, 2002 is very different.
Well, the future better get ready for me.
It's funny to see a 1960s spy in a 1990s context. Bond, however, is not a comedy. 007 does change with the times.
Were you expecting an exploding pen? We don't really go in for that anymore.
Today I've repeatedly heard how irrelevant my department has become. Why do we need agents? The 00 section, isn't it all rather quaint? Our world is not more transparent now. It's more opaque. It's in the shadows. That's where we must do battle.
We're going to bring British intelligence out of the Dark Ages into the light.
Therefore, to forever judge Bond according to these 1960s examples of what we would now, generations later, deem inappropriate is totally flawed. In fact, the Bond films have repeatedly supported the cause of political correctness. Even since the early days, Bond films have featured a lesbian character.
You can turn off the charm. I'm immune.
Gay characters.
I must say, Miss Kay seems quite attractive. For a lady.
Interracial romance.
Oh, James. Oh, you don't know what finding you has meant to me.
In the Craig era, Felix Leiter is black, Moneypenny is black, and the cheesy names for the Bond girls have disappeared.
Sorry, I should have introduced myself, seeing as we're related. Felix Leiter. A brother from Langley.
Well, my name's Eve. Eve Moneypenny.
Dr. Swan, Q. Q, Dr. Swan.
Hello.
Enchanted.
Live and Let Die, from 1973, features a highly organized international criminal empire run by black mobsters. For most people in the 1970s, including law enforcement experts, the idea of black people running a criminal empire like this was unthinkable. Look at this scene from American Gangster, a film based on a true story from the early 1970s.
I had good information. The target of my investigation was bringing dope in on that plane.
And that target is?
Frank Lucas.
Who?
His name's Frank Lucas.
Who's Frank Lucas? Who does he work for? Which family?
He's not Italian, he's black.
Is that supposed to be some kind of a joke? You're this close to the end of your career in law enforcement. You're making fucking jokes?
My investigation indicates that Frank Lucas is above the mafia in the dope business. My investigations also indicate that Frank Lucas buys direct from a source in Southeast Asia. He cuts out the middlemen, and he uses U.S. military planes and personnel to transport pure number 4 heroin into the United States, and he's been doing so on a regular basis since 1969. I have cases against Every member of Frank's organization.
Frank's organization?
Every single
No
guy.
fucking nigger has ever accomplished what the American Mafia hasn't in 100 years!
And you would know that how? Why? Because your head is stuck up your fucking ass?
Hey, Lou, do me a favor. Would you get this fucking kike out of here? Hey,
kike!
Kananga, poppy grower in thousands of acres of well-camouflaged fields protected by the voodoo threat of Baron Sandy. And as Mr. Big, distributor and wholesaler through a chain of Filly-of-Soul restaurants.
Yes, the James Bond character likes women and pursues a lot of them, but does he view them as disposable pleasures? No. Do the Bond films portray women as disposable sex objects? Emphatically, definitely, no. The films portray their female characters as evenly matched with Bond. Based on all of the evidence I've presented, I contend that the Bond films aim to entertain the audiences of their own time, they aim to be politically correct, or at least acceptable, and are particularly favourable in their depiction of women. The alleged political incorrectness only exists if one judges the films by the social norms of later generations.